What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Jericho Report. It is Tuesday, September the 1st, 2015. It's going to be a little bit different report. I'm going to start off with a video response to my last video. The Operation Blackjack is this whole Virginia shooting tied into the gun control agenda and whatnot. And then we're going to get into some other news. As always, the first link below will take you to the Blogspot post. That's where you can find all this madness. The first link on the Blogspot will be to my last video. If you haven't seen that, you want to check that out. This will be a continuance of that, because I get this question every time I post one of these Operation Blackjack alerts. Why is it that you think that everything is going to collapse? There's going to be some big false flag or some cataclysmic event. Take a look at the numbers rolling behind me. That's the gravity of the situation, and that's just the debt they tell us about. And then please tell me, if somebody who thinks that life is just going to go on as normal forever and always, how do you think that problem's going to be fixed? In my opinion, it's either going to be an enormous false flag, which may usher in World War III, or an asteroid's going to hit the Earth, some sort of cataclysmic event. In any case, the only way to fix the problem that you're looking at behind me is a total reset. Those numbers are not going to start rolling backwards. That's why I believe something big is coming. Something that the government is either going to pull off themselves, or something that they know about, such as an asteroid or cataclysmic event. In any case, that is a response to the people who ask me all the time, why do you think something big is coming? Now, let's get into this warning that Dick Cheney has put out. It is September. A lot of talk about asteroid doom or comet doom or something big happening in September. A lot of disastrous convergence, if you will, coming together. In CBS interview, Cheney blames Obama for ISIS. Cheney's quotes are bizarre and scary. Dick Cheney has come out and says that he expects something bigger than 9/11 to happen. And it will be orchestrated by ISIS or ISIL or the Durka, whatever you want to call them. You tell me, something big coming really soon? I'll put a link to that article. Now I want to switch over to the Allison Parker thing. Daniel, I don't know how you say his last name, W-U-L-Z. This is the true love of her life. He put out a video on his own YouTube channel. I'll put a link to it. This guy, I can't even remember his name, but this guy up here on CNN talking about, I don't know why this guy killed the love of my life, but we need gun control. How many Sandy Hooks are we going to have and all this? He spends more time talking about gun control than the love of his life, showing no emotion whatsoever. This guy, I don't know if Allison Parker is dead or alive, but if she's dead, this guy, pull up his video and check it. This is the guy who is mourning the loss of this woman. And my thoughts are with him. Now, Montagraph did a superb video on this. It was apparently too hot for YouTube. They took it down, but it was uploaded on LiveLeak. I will put a link to it. I recommend you watch it, specifically from about 9:30 on. I'll put a link to the LiveLeak link, and I will tell you where to start to get the maximum emotional effect. You know why you can look at the TV and say that this is bullshit? If you're somebody who has ever loved someone who has ever lost someone that you've been in love with, the TV is bullshit. Check out Montagraph's video and start it at the timestamp that I put. That is real, and he's right. That is important. Very important. On with other news. Her mother, up on CNN. Now, we knew her father was a bad crisis actor. Her mother gets up on CNN talking about how some people interpret, I forget the exact wording, I'll put a link to the clip, 1 minute long, check it out. Some people interpret their Constitution. You have to listen to what she says. You have to pull it up and listen. This woman just lost her daughter a couple days ago. She's on CNN talking about what some people perceive as their constitutional rights. I think that's how she put it. It is not up to her to interpret the Constitution for anyone else. Listen to the interview. If Allison Parker is dead, I believe her mother and father had something to do with it. I don't believe they're grieving parents at all. Maybe she's not dead. Maybe she was taken underground. Something big coming, an asteroid going to hit the Earth. I'm one of the people who believe people are being taken underground constantly. How many bankers and how many high-up CEOs have we seen disappear over the past 5 years? Maybe Allison was taken underground. I can't prove this. Just a theory. Tell me what you think, though. Virginia shooting victim's father says he will need to buy a gun to defend himself. Oh, now you want a gun. Now, when you need a gun, it's okay. That from The Guardian. Louisiana State Trooper. Other news. We have a Louisiana State Trooper who was killed working a traffic stop. No more news on that. I'll put a link to the CNN. We have down in Texas, suspect arrested and charged with fatally shooting Harris County deputy. They're talking about on CNN this morning, this man was found, mentally unfit to stand trial back in 2012 on some assault case. I wonder how he got a gun. The mainstream media doesn't seem to be talking about how he obtained his firearm. Must have been illegally, I'm guessing. I don't know. I'll put a link to it. It's still a developing story. Other news. Bill Maher says Trump's China rhetoric the way Hitler used to talk about the Jews. Screw you, Bill Maher. I used to like Bill Maher years ago before I woke up. Now he's just hot gas noise. We Are Change puts this out. Other news going on now. Hawaii sees tenfold increase in birth defects after becoming GM corn testing grounds. All of you people who are for genetically modified foods, you ought to find that interesting. Some off-the-wall news. Popping champagne cork causes emergency landing of jet. Apparently somebody popped the champagne cork, damaged the roof of the airplane. What are these airplanes made out of nowadays? And we got one more, speaking of airplanes. Investigators. Now this is very interesting. After the Malaysian government came out and told everybody, oh yes, this is a part to MH370, investigators say insufficient evidence to verify MH370 flaperon. They have no idea where that piece came from. Over to financial news. I'm going to go through these kind of quick now that I've got all my preliminary stuff out of the way. How the Dow did last week. Looks like for the week the Dow fell, 11 points on Friday. For the week it was up 183, this after losing 1,000 points last Monday. If you didn't see that, that'll be the second link in the financial bin. Today's historic market open caught on tape. Zero hedge. If you didn't see, it is really quite something to see, even though we all know that markets are rigged. But just to look up and see the Dow over 1,000 in the red, that's just wow, Hundreds arrested in Beijing as Beijing launches stock market crackdown. China's getting into people, arresting people over the stock market and whatnot. The Guardian puts this out. Listen to this, because it should be interesting to note. It's about 5:30 in the morning, although I probably won't have this video up before like 2 p.m. But right now, all of the Dow futures are in the red, big time, like 300-400. Central banks can't save the markets from a crash. They shouldn't even try. That from The Guardian on August 30. Mainstream news, CNBC, NYSE, oh my God, more glitches. NYSE suffers cosmetic problem on data screens. Apparently the 666 came up. I'll put a link to it, CNBC, very bizarre. They got video. Charles Schwab breaks. System is temporarily unavailable. Charles Schwab is unavailable. That from Zero Hedge. The Daily Mail, look at this now. This is off the wall. 2,600 benefit claimants die within weeks of being ruled fit to work. Apparently this is over in the UK. They told a bunch of people you need to go to work. These people apparently couldn't work and they died. I don't know. Bizarre story. One more in the financial bin though. Stock up on canned food for stock market crash, warns former Gordon Brown advisor. Over to New World Order Police State News. I'm just going to fly through these. I've already eaten up enough time. Florida Police Department refuses to accept disabled veterans' internal affairs claim. Well, we police ourselves in Florida, I guess. Put a link to that. Meanwhile, another veteran, this over, where is this? Georgia. Retired 84-year-old U.S. Army general ashamed to be an American after police violently handcuff him over Chinese food delivery dispute. Your country is changing. Entire Tennessee police force under investigation after $12,000 stolen from a dead man. Put a link to that. We Are Change puts this out. Jerry Seinfeld hilariously trolls cops after they shut down his son's lemonade stand. No lemonade for you. My Fox Memphis school district issues email clarifying flag ban. Apparently they're not banning the American flag, just that you can't fly it on the back of your car or something like that. Again, your country is changing. Signs are everywhere. Students show up to school to find no room in classrooms, because the classrooms are packed with illegals. I believe this is down in Houston. Tell me what you think. The Guardian. Here's a sign that things are changing all around the world. Pope Francis sends letter praising gay children's book. The Pope praising gay children's book. Tell me what you think. University of Tennessee tells staff and students to stop using he and she and switch to xe, zer. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. There's no more male and female in the world is what I'm saying. Put a link to that. TSA screener accused of molesting college student in LaGuardia Airport bathroom. What else is new? Speaking of the TSA, This one is hilarious. I had to throw it in there. Woman beats airline security by chugging whole bottle of booze. Right on. Now let's go fly. I'm drunk. Over to World War III news. Russian jets in Syrian skies. What? Russia getting over Syria? Put a link to that. U.S. drone strike in Syria reportedly kills top Durka online recruiter. Again, attack coming soon. I'm sure there's going to be some, retaliation for that, right? Satire website publishes article on Osama bin Laden being alive and quotes Edward Snowden. I don't know. Put a link to it. It was in the World War III bin. I have no idea why. Horror as ISIS burns 4 prisoners upside down from swing set in chains. More Hollywood production here. Take it for what you will. Zero Hedge puts this out. China rocked by another chemical explosion. What is this? The 3rd big explosion in China now? Devaluing currency much? Put a link to it. One more. Apparently South Korea turns off propaganda as Koreas reach a deal. Apparently North and South Korea have worked it out for now. We agree our penis is same. No bomb now. Play Xbox. Over to Earth changes in 2012 news now. Looks like USGS, the big quakes. The last big one was on 8/17. What's going on with their website? I'll put a link to it anyway. A lot of small quakes. 5.1 out of, I don't know where that is. 2.9 out of Oklahoma. 2.7 in Hawaii. The small quakes seem to be up to date. The significant quakes, missing data. Put a link to it. What do you make of that? Daily Mail puts this out. Holiday hotspots could be devastated by Mediterranean tsunami. Maps reveal 130 million lives at risk from once-in-a-century phenomenon. Are they expecting a tsunami? Maybe an asteroid hitting the Earth? I don't know. Weather Channel has this tropical storm. I don't know how to say it. Erica? Prime Minister says Dominicans progress set back 20 years, at least 20 dead. That's the one that's flooding Florida right now, I believe. Check this out. Fred weakens to tropical storm. That's the one coming. That's the new storm forming in the Atlantic. That might turn into a hurricane as it gets out there. Other news going on. Earth changes 2012. When the wells run dry, California families cope with drought. Meanwhile, I don't know why we're not using distillation. You people in California tell me what? Well, radiation. That's one thing. New NASA model maps sea level rise like never before. Seas are coming up, but California has no water right next to the sea. We got to figure out a way to fix that. CBS News has this. Sinkhole in China swallows 5 people waiting for the bus. China, liquefaction going on right under your feet? I don't know. Mysterious streaks of light seen over Hawaii skies. Apparently we got things flying through the atmosphere as we're coming up on September now. We're in September now. Be advised, things are flying around the atmosphere. Year-long Mars isolation experiment starting in Hawaii. Apparently these people went into a bubble to figure out what it's going to be like to live on Mars for a year. Right on. Good luck. Japanese cargo ship delivers mouse house, booze, and more to space station. We're going to get drunk in space. Over to, where are we now? Strange and bizarre news. Look at this. There were only 3 zip codes in America without Ashley Madison accounts. That's a measure of the moral fiber of America. Meanwhile, speaking of that, Ashley Madison was a bunch of dudes talking to each other, data analysts suggest. I don't know. This is Yahoo Finance, so it's a gay lover's website. This porn detecting dog helped catch Jared Fogle. I didn't know there was a porn detecting dog. I'll put a link to that right on. Shout out to him. Meanwhile, doctors give man revolutionary bionic penis replacement. August 24. I am not making this up. Wonder how big it is. Florida man claims he is the devil. The world is ending. Well, the world may be ending, but I don't think he's the devil. He does kind of look like Brandon Lee. Shout out to Brandon Lee. Anyway, theater shooter Holmes gets 12 life sentences, plus 3,318 years. How the hell do you do that sentence? Why don't you just kill the guy? Why have him wasting tax dollars for the rest of his life? Giant red ball escapes in Toledo. What? Big red ball. Look out. Coming down the street. Doom. Express puts this out. 4 arrested after children and baby among 71 migrants found decomposing. Ugh. Liquefied bodies. What the hell? For all other news, please check my favorite videos. I have favorited tons of videos over the past week. All kinds of fresh content. You got to pull it up, scan over the title, see if there's anything you don't know about. All kinds of stuff going on everywhere. Thank you to everybody who puts out content, keeping everybody informed. I do have some shout outs this week. Shout out to F-Town, Dave, up in North Dakota. The Alternative Update Report. He put out a story while all this distraction's going on. North Dakota weaponizes drones. He's got the story on that. Check that out. Weaponized drones in North Dakota. Shout out to SmokinJoeTrainer. He did a video on the economic collapse. Always good to see you, man. His thoughts are always appreciated. Shout out to Chick234. This is a classic YouTuber. I have not seen a video out of him in so long. It's so good to hear his voice. He did a video on refugee situation in Europe linked to the police state. It's about 25 minutes long, but it is an excellent video. Shout out to this guy's name. I just found him with all this Virginia shooting stuff, PK22. He did a video similar to what Montagraph did about this guy's, Carrot Top not being the real love of Allison Parker's life and all that. Anyway, he's got a pretty good thing there. I'll put a link to that. Shout out to JSnip4, also known as Dr. Doom. He did a great video, Realist News, Virginia News shooting, absolute hoax, 100%, I'm sure of it now. 25-minute video, but very informative. And one final shout out to Montagraph, who has done many videos on this topic. Just has been excellent. Gun rights matter. There is a war on for your guns. 26-minute video. Definitely pull it up. Let it play in the background. Listen to what he's saying. Nothing but the truth. And it is important. That video needs to go everywhere. Everywhere. Tell me what you think about what's going on in the world, guys. This is crazy. You can follow me on Google+, Facebook, and Twitter for live show alerts, breaking news alerts, new upload alerts, always posted there when they're up. And that's all I got for this week. It is just nuts. I'm sorry these reports keep coming out in the middle of the week. My weekends have just been full of emotional. That's one reason why I got so pissed off at this guy up here claiming to be the love of Allison Parker's life. He is a complete nonsense phony. I'm dealing with loss in my life, and I'm not going to get into that on YouTube. I learned a long time ago, don't share too much personal shit on YouTube. There's sick people out there who will use it to attack you, but the people who hang out on my live stream know what's going on with me. I will try to get back on my normal schedule, though, eventually. I keep saying that every week, right? But that's all I got for now. You guys take care, stay safe. Tell me what you think about the numbers behind me. How do you think that's going to end? I'll see you on the next one.